What's up, scrappy peeps? It's Adele from INKIE QUILL, and I'm up on the Citrus Twist design team today with a tutorial Tuesday. And today I'm showing you how to do some embellishment clusters and kind of do a floating embellishment cluster. I'll show you that in a little bit. So this is a week from the end of February, start of March. It's actually my birthday week, this one. And I'm using a 9x12 page protector from Studio Calico. I'm not sure what code or what number it is, but it's the one with all 3x4s. So I decided to add a couple, instead of using all of the cards from the kit, I also cut some cards out of the 6x6 paper that you get included in the Pocket Life kit. And I'm just searching through and I decided to leave one empty, and I'll show you why in a moment. So this week, because I was very heavily pregnant at this point, wasn't really doing much or going anywhere. So there's a few flashbacks. This first one is a throwback to little Poppet and Frida. They're so tiny. So the top one's Pops and the bottom one's Frida. And I came across one. It must have come up on Facebook, one of them, and so I found the other one and I thought I'd just pop them in as a little throwback memory. So that's a great tip if you have a week where you haven't really done much. You can always do some flashback, like I remember when type photos in your project life. Next up is this little thing. So this is one of my friends from school came over and she gave me a Pandora charm for my birthday. And I didn't get a photo with her and I didn't get a photo of the charm, but I did keep the little box that the charm came in. So I just cut that out and I'm just putting a card on there. So always remember, you don't have to take photos as such of everything. You can always remember a memory by a flyer or a postcard or packaging, anything really that reminds you of what happened. So I'm just making a little cluster here, and to make the clusters today I'm using a few different punches. That heart punch I actually cut out myself. It's just a really basic shape because the heart punch that I have was a little bit too big. And my tip with making these clusters is to use some craft foam to bump up some of the layers, because I feel like that really, I don't know, makes the embellishment a bit more embellishmenty instead of being so flat. That's not a word, I know, but it makes sense in my head. So I'm just sticking this on and I'm just using some glue because the Pandora packaging was kind of felty and I didn't think the double-sided tape would stick. Adding a little bit of journaling up the top here, and this card is almost done. So for Tutorial Tuesday today, I recommend getting your 6x6 papers out, using a few basic shape punches and punching a few different shapes, different sizes, different types of shapes, and then seeing how you can layer them using a bit of craft foam every now and then to bump up some of the layers. So this one's almost done. I'm just adding a couple of tiny little hearts from that paper. And a bit of a doodly border. Yes, it is. I love it when I think of I should add that and then my past Adele remembers that I'm saying that and it does that for me. And that didn't make sense either. Adding a bit of Heidi Shine. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your Heidi Shine. Shake your Heidi Shine. Ooh, I bought black Heidi Shine yesterday. I haven't tried the black Heidi Shine before. That'll be interesting. This next one is a screenshot of a Facebook post that someone did talking about our INKIE Chat podcast. If you like listening to podcasts, by the way, Aaron and I have a podcast called INKIE Chat and we talk about creative stuff. We've got 4 episodes out at the moment, or 5. 4? 5. Something like that. And we're hoping to record another one this week and have it up as soon as possible. And we just talk about all things creative, and the bunnies have come in to visit. I'm recording this sitting in bed with Archie asleep next to me. We'll see how long this lasts. And the bunnies have just come in to visit, and they're running a ruckus all around the bed. This one, I decided it needed something a little bit to pop it out from that background because the background paper was white and it just needed something to differentiate it from the whiteness. So I added a bit of a pink border with the paper and another one of the embellishment clusters. Now this time I decided to put the craft foam at the back of the whole embellishment. So you can either put the craft foam halfway through your layers or right at the back. Next up, I've got this little photo of Frida sitting on the dining chairs, which is one of her favourite places to be. And I thought this was funny. I thought it kind of looked like a wildlife observation, very David Attenborough. So I can just imagine David Attenborough in my sunroom going, and now we see the wild Frida trying to be a human by sitting on the dining room table. She does like it a lot, much to our dismay. This next one is the tricky one. So I decided I wanted to have a floating cluster. So I used some of the plastic packaging from I think it was the alphabet stickers, and I cut it to be a 3x4 size. Now I'm going through my 6x6 papers and I'm just making two embellishment clusters, because the important thing if you try this is you have to do both sides at the same time. So I'm sticking one on the front and then turning it over and sticking another heart on the back, as well as a little scallop shape. And then I think I add some tiny words, I do believe. And when I slide it in the pocket, because the plastic packaging is clear, it will give the illusion that it's floating, which I think is just a little something special. Hello, who's that? That's Frida. Hi, Frida. Frida's trying to jump on the bed. I decided to use this one, but it was a little bit too big because it was overlapping the side of the heart, and so I just used my 1-inch punch to cut it down a little bit, and you slide it in and voila, floating cluster. This next one, you might notice that Aaron and I look like fetuses because we're so young in this photo. We are, I think this is when we were 18 and we just started dating. We're now 28 and it's 10 years later. But this, I just found this photo. I must have been looking through photos for something. I don't know what, but there's a lot of old photos in this one. So I decided to print that one out because, like I said, this week really was nothing. The most exciting part of this week was I had a birthday dinner, but I'm scrapping those photos larger, so I didn't put them in my divided pocket page protector. The most exciting thing this week really was that I got my Coles home delivery. That was exciting, to get my groceries home delivered. Oh, that's how boring my life was the weeks before my pregnancy was over. This is my title card, and I decided to just use my lettering to do my date because the orange letters were a little bit too big and I'd already used them on the card next to this. I didn't want to repeat it too many times. So this title card, I just felt like embellishing all the things. I just had to keep adding and adding and adding and adding. And I'm glad I stopped because I was very close to also adding a wood veneer arrow to that one. And I'm glad I stopped. Here's my exciting Coles home delivery. Oh, is there anyone who gets excited about little things like this? And that I need a break was just perfect because I wasn't able to really drive or walk around the shopping centre. So to get my stuff home delivered was a godsend. So this is it, I'm all done. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial Tuesday on making a floating embellishment cluster. It's really easy and you can basically use the packaging of anything. I just used the alphabet packaging because I didn't need it anymore. You could also use the acetate, like a thicker piece of plastic that you get on the back of stamps, or you can just buy clear plastic acetate from your local shop, but why buy it when you can just use something for free? Thanks for joining me today, guys, and make sure you head over to the Citrus Twist blog to see more up close photos, and I will see you all very soon. I've got a special, I haven't told you about the scrap stream. I will make a special video and tell you all about the scrap stream that's coming up the first weekend of July, so get ready, peeps. I'll see you very soon. Bye.